Alright. Sorry y'all, I'm filming on my Sony camera, but let me scoot back. Am I in the middle? So I'm filming on my Sony camera, but it doesn't have like a flip screen or nothing, so I can't really like see what y'all are seeing. So there's a mirror behind you, so I'm looking to the mirror to see that I'm showing you something proper. So I hope it don't look crazy. I just, theoretically, if things go the way they should, I will have just posted a life update video and current thoughts on our current world. So I'm not going to get into anything new. You know, this might be a new looking environment. I think it's so funny I'm talking like this, and mind you, there's no one here. I have a bad habit of doing that. Like, I'll talk like I have an audience. I know nobody is here, but I've always done that. I'll talk like I'm talking to multiple people. So if whoever you are, which is probably nobody, is curious as to the different environments, refer to the video before. You know what we're going to get into? We're going to be talking about The Walking Dead. This is not no official review. This is not no professional. Don't expect there to be no pictures and videos. Maybe I will try to put pictures. I was just talking about how I'm real bad with editing, so maybe I'll try to put some pictures. I don't think I can put any clips. I don't know too much about like what's allowed on YouTube and whatnot. I don't know. I'm just filming videos for fun. So I'm not going to do too much. But I just started The Walking Dead, and why nobody told me I should have been started this shit. It is so good. And I'm actually so mad because, not mad, but so I'm that kind of person where when it's dinner time, I need me a show. I want the show with lots of seasons, a long show. So each night when I'm eating my dinner, having my final meal of the day, I put my show on the projector. We have a projector out there in the living room. I'm eating my food, I watch my show, watch a couple videos to wind down for bed, do my nighttime routine, go to sleep, and I can binge that show each day, you know, for a good couple months. I have me a couple episodes of a show to finish. The Walking Dead been on my list for a little minute because I know it's so long. And people talk about it so much, but I always put it off because I was like, I'm not really a zombie person. I don't really care about that, you know. So finally I was like, okay, this will be my dinner, my nighttime dinner show. I should have kept it that way. Because then my best friend was over and I was like, actually, do you want to start The Walking Dead? Because one of my favorite things to do is like for me, like, bond my friends is like have a show that me and my friend watch. We'll be like, oh, this is our show, we're watching this. This is me and so-and-so show, we're watching this anime, me and this person, you know. So when this friend is like, oh, want to watch this? I'm like, sorry, I'm watching that with this person. Like, this is our show. So when we're hanging out, we broke, we just want to chill at my place, we put on our show, cool. And it's just like, to me, in my mind, it's like a guaranteed hangout. Like, well, our goal is to see each other once a week, do whatever plans we had, and then end the day off with binging our show. If we had no plans, we were binging our show, and then we go home. So unfortunately, fortunately for me, unfortunately, because I do love watching shows with her anyway, my best friend was over. I was like, shit, why don't you start The Walking Dead? So the reason I say it's unfortunate is because I can't binge it like I want to. I can only watch it when I'm with her, and we only see each other once a week. And I wanted this to be my dinner show. I eat dinner every night, so I wanted to every night be binging The Walking Dead. So now first of all, every episode is a cliffhanger. Okay, so now the episode ended up on a cliffhanger. I have to wait a whole another 7 days for my bestie to get here, and then we'll watch it together when really I want to binge it all at once. It's okay, because I love her reactions. We be screaming, holding each other, and then because I'm a yapper, so I will pause the show to turn to you and yap about your opinion, yada yada yada, what you think they should have did, done, whatever. Okay, so I do love watching the show with her in that regard, but it's just that I'm so eager and anxious to like know what's happening next, but I need to be considerate and wait for my bestie, who's showing up tomorrow anyway, to binge our show. All of that aside, we're not even halfway through. We're not even close to halfway through. We are almost done with season 2. We're almost done with season 2. We're not done, y'all. So first, I want to talk about my favorite characters. My favorite characters: Rick, Daryl, Carl. That's how Carl is Rick's son. Oh, this is gonna have spoilers, so if you haven't watched the show and you want to, it's the wrong video for you, honey. Carl, that's how Rick, he has like this accent. I guess they from Georgia or something. Yeah, or maybe they were in another state. No, I think they were all in Georgia and had to go to Atlanta trying to find like refuge and whatnot, and realize Atlanta was overrun. But they're in Georgia, and I guess they have that southern drawl. Also, I do not have an accent. So this accent is not real. I have a bad habit of like, I don't know why I'm like attached to like a southern accent. So I'll throw it on randomly and it'll stick for a week. I'll just be for a week talking with a southern accent, and I don't naturally have a southern accent like that. So sorry if that confuses anybody. It's just a little thing that I do for some reason. I don't even know if I can control it, child. Anyways, hope this is loud enough for you to hear. Damn, I hope so. Because my microphone doesn't connect to my camera. Oops. Y'all see me properly? Should I move closer? I moved a bit closer. Alright. I hope you're not in my nostril. What was I talking about? Yes, that's it. My favorite characters are Rick, Daryl, and Carl. Let me tell you why I like them. I guess I'll start there. So Rick. I like Rick. Rick fighting for his life. Like, he woke up and just, what? First of all, I really hope they eventually, maybe I gotta look up a video, but it's so hard finding it because I'm one of those people when I'm watching something I like, I need to go watch theories, videos, breakdowns of the people's perspective because I love to yap about it. I need to understand the timeline of when the virus broke out and when Rick woke up, because Rick, if y'all don't watch the show, Rick is in a coma because he was shot. He's in the hospital. So the whole time the world going to chaos, everybody dying and all that shit, everybody walking around like zombies, he knocked out. He in his room just like sleep. And matter of fact, his last memory while he was in a coma was his partner Shane, his friend. Look at his funky ass child. Shane, fuck you. I don't fuck with Shane. At least not right now. And it's so on and off, because first I'm like, oh, now I like Shane. Then I'm like, fuck Shane. Oh, I like Shane. Fuck Shane. Then I'm like, ah, I like Shane. No, right now, it's fuck you. Oh, you weird. We'll get to him. Anyways. But Rick, he woke up from a coma, and he's like responding to something Shane said to him while he was in a coma. Shane is not there, obviously, because it's been months or weeks or something. He still hooked up to his IV, and I'm like, I need y'all to be like 30 days later at the end of the screen, or 2 months later, 2 weeks or something. I need y'all to have some type of timeline going on, because this man should have been dead. If it's been a long time, his IV would be the thing giving him nutrients, keeping him alive, you know. And how long his IV been out? Maybe he woke up because his IV went out. His body was like, oh my god, nutrients, and like that's why he woke up. I don't know, but he's just in the hospital waking up from a coma. The only thing keeping him kicking was his IV drip, and the IV's done. So how long? What? Anyways, he goes out immediately. He's shook because it's, you know, zombies everywhere. Everything is, ouch. So I don't know what happened to my finger. It hurts so bad all of a sudden. Literally all of a sudden. I don't see no splinter or nothing. What the heck? What just happened? That's so strange. Anyways, you know, so Rick, he's like, mind you, Rick was married and had a son. So he goes out there, he's trying to find his family. It's zombies walking around, you know, and then he makes friends with this father, Morgan, and a son. I really hope we see them again. I feel like somebody spoiled it for me and we do see them again. Anyways, so Rick, he's finally gathering his bearings, he's realizing what's going on. Immediately that man said, I need to go find my family. I don't give a damn. You know, I feel like if it was me who woke up and like, oh my god, it's hopeless. Like, everybody's dead. Oh my god, I gotta just move on. No, he's like, I need to go find Lori and Carl. Carl. I don't know. However he says his name, he has that little southern drawl. He's trying to go find Carl, okay? He finds them and immediately he's like, my family. Everybody pause. Pause right here, because turns out Lori, funky ass Lori, his wife, when he was still up and kicking while the world was normal, they were already having marriage problems. I'm not too sure why. It seemed like she was beefing with him because he didn't show enough emotion, or maybe he wasn't putting the family first. I feel like they didn't explain it to us. They was just having marital problems. And once the whole virus thing broke out, and Shane, his partner, tried to go get him from the hospital, couldn't get him from the hospital, so he just barricaded the door so no walkers can go mutilate his body and dip. He full on thought his friend was dead. Went and I guess he don't have his own family, so, and he's been best friends with Rick. Shane Shane is one of my least favorite characters. Let me slide that in right here. Shane, one of my least favorite characters. Shane and Rick been best friends. I don't know if it's since childhood or just since high school, because it was talking about high school together, but they've been best friends. So, you know, he took it upon himself. He's like, damn, my best friend is dead. His family is here, his wife and child. Like, I'll take them under my wing. Like, I want to get them to a safe place. Cool. Good. I love that for you. Like, I appreciate that you did that. Like, that's amazing, you know. And then, well, Lori and Shane start fucking. Because they think Rick is dead. Both of them, honest to God, full on believe Rick is dead. That's why I need to know the timeline. I need to pull up a video. Like, someone need to break down the timeline, because it don't take you a little minute to mourn, honey. And you too, Shane. Oh my goodness. What y'all mean immediately? Like, because if it's only been weeks, because I feel like it's only been weeks, because I feel like Rick would have died without getting enough substance or nutrients. So his IV couldn't have gone out, you know, too long before he woke up. So maybe it's only been weeks. Maybe he had months supplying the IV drip. I don't know. Like, how long has it been? How long has he been dead? Because I feel like, you know, just a normal life, even without all this extra stuff going on. Okay, which I feel like all this extra stuff in the world going on, the virus and the zombies, it would prolong my grieving process even longer, because I don't even get to sit in my grief. I'm constantly on the run, constantly fighting for my life. It take me even longer to get over my dead husband, longer to come to terms with my dead husband. I don't think it's been years, and you already fucking his best friend? And Shane, yo funky ass, your best friend just died, you know. In your mind, y'all moving too fast. I'm put that to the side. So already both of y'all disrespectful, because, okay, let me clear it up right here. I don't think that's extremely strange, you know, to like, for y'all to fall in love with each other, like your wife's, your best friend's wife, your husband's best friend, you know, he died and y'all are really close. There's a lot going on. I wouldn't hate this so much if eventually down the line they fell in love. But I feel like the timeline is too soon to his death for both y'all to be moving on. Putting all that to the side, I never understand, and not even just in the Walking Dead, but any type of apocalyptic disaster, how are either of y'all turned on? They showed us them having sex in the woods. Nigga like me, let the apocalypse happen. Let the apocalypse happen. I'm dry as a Sahara Desert. I can hardly relax now to get down and dirty, let alone, you know, the world fighting for its life, and I'm just popping my poom poom in the forest. Whoa. I'd be too shocked, too traumatized, too fearful to be getting horny. And then same thing for men. How are you even getting it up in these trying times? I don't know. People say men get horny over anything. The world is ending, sir. There's so much going on right now. You getting hard? Y'all getting active? She's secreting fluids? How? Oh my goodness. I don't know. So even if I was Lori and I was to develop some type of connection, attachment to this man, because he's my husband's best friend, my husband is dead, there's a lot going on, okay? Like maybe there's some romantics, just some type of connection here. I still would not be having sex with him just off the fact that the world has gone to shit. I'm scared. My body is not producing no lubrication. We're not active. Matter of fact, my period probably stopped. That's how stressed I am. How are y'all having sex in these trying times? And not even just The Walking Dead, any show where they be getting it on, people be getting pregnant. I'm like, are you... Oh, is you cool? You chose now to do all that? Anyways, so back to the timeline. Well, whatever timeline the show's giving us, Rick gonna stumble upon his family, and Lori immediately said, oh fuck, Shane, my husband is back. And they looking at this man like they seen a ghost. Because they honest to God, you know, genuinely thought he was dead, you know, because theoretically no one can survive that. So immediately Laura's kind of like, you told me my husband was dead. Don't be trying to just blame him. Because whether your husband was dead or not, this is still too fast for you to have been trying to move on with Shane, okay? So don't be trying to be like, oh, I only slept with you because you told me my husband was dead. It don't matter, okay? It don't matter. You still moving on way too quick, man. Too fast. And Shane's like, he was. Like, basically, he was. There's no way he should survive that. You know, his IV, you know, he's in a coma. The muscle, I feel like, that's not, to me, I'm thinking about muscle atrophy. You know, because when you're in a coma, you just laying there, your muscles is wasting away. The man was still able to move, barely, but he was kicking. Rick is a fighter. I love Rick. He's a fighter. Gotta do this together. That's how Rick sounds. Anyways, So I love Rick. He's real sensible. And like he's someone, he just take charge. Because even though I noticed that too, I was like, maybe another reason for like the strange dynamic, we'll get into Shane more, but the strange dynamic now between Shane and Rick, aside from Shane having fucked Rick's wife while he was allegedly dead, you know, and I feel like they should have told him immediately. I feel like maybe the day after him and his family reunited, Shane and Lori should pull him aside like, hey, or maybe Lori should have told him, I don't know. Someone should have told him sooner. Obviously, we find out later that Rick kind of had a hunch, but I think that it would have been more honest and just more comfortable for her to just have been like, hey, just letting you know, like, you feel free to feel about this how you want. I genuinely thought you were dead. Through the midst of all of this, I was looking for comfort, and I found it in your best friend, Shane, and we kind of had a little thing going on, just to be honest with you, you know. Something like that, but no, they just holding it. So Rick doesn't even know there's a secret tension between his wife and Shane and all of this. Anyways, and then I think another reason for tension between Shane and Rick is because Shane, you know, when Rick gets to that camp, Shane was already taking care of these people. Shane was the leader. They all looked to him. They all trusted him, and he was the one in charge of these people. You know, set up a safe haven for them, and he was the one like guiding everybody. Once Rick got there, Rick kind of took over, and I don't think he meant to, but I think it's just naturally that's Rick. And so everyone seemed to kind of like start following Rick's lead. So I feel like in Shane's mind, he's like, I'm the one keeping these people alive for a hot minute. You know, y'all were trusting me, listening to me. All of a sudden, Rick showed, y'all don't even know the man. Y'all on his ass. Y'all just on his side, whatever. So there's probably that tension there too. Y'all just gonna have to talk about that one. Y'all bros, y'all best friends. Y'all gonna have to talk about this leadership role or whatever. But that's the reason why Rick is my favorite. He got up and got to business, okay? He saw what was going on. First thing he said, I need to find my family. I need to find my wife and my child, okay? My whole world is out there, and I believe they're alive. He kept that hope, too, because when he met Morgan, that man who kind of explained everything to him, Morgan was like, they probably dead. He was like, no, not my family, okay? They're survivors. They're out there, and I'm going to find them and be reunited with them. I really like that about him. And he's real considerate and compassionate. And he's just funny. Yeah. My next favorite character, Daryl. I love me some Daryl. I didn't think I was going to like him at first because I was like, ooh, he seemed like a hothead. And it was... And I like that about him though, because me and my bestie was talking about this. You know, Daryl is kind of one of the main people who's like very genuine and authentic to themselves. Everyone's kind of like trying to put on a front, trying to come up like Shane is trying to seem like he's more caring than he is, when really he's pretty selfish and he only cares about Lori and Carl. You know, Rick is not even on that list. He kind of like has some disdain for Rick. He was even pointing his gun at Rick. He was brutalizing Dale, funky ass. I don't like Dale either, but that don't mean you need to do all that to him. You know, he gonna get Otis killed. We'll talk about that when we talk about Shane. Like, I didn't care for Otis either, but still Shane, that was kind of crazy. You know, so, but then Shane is trying to come off as like a good guy when deep down, like, that's really the kind of person he is. Daryl is like, this is who I am, this is what I think, and he stands on it, and I like that. I'm glad that he is different from his brother Merle, because Merle was racist and a hothead, and I feel like he would have gotten the group killed or just done some dumb shit. Like, I just don't trust Merle at all. I assume we're going to see him again. I hope that when we see him again, he's had time to change, or he don't cause too many problems when he pop back up. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen, but I love Sophia. That's Daryl. Oh my goodness. So Daryl, he real sensible too, because he has like survival skills and whatnot. Like he knows how to track through the woods. He's real good with a bow and arrow. I think he's funny, and he also, even though he comes off so rough, so hard, so rugged, he's real compassionate too. So at some point in the show, we'll talk about it too, Sophia, that poor baby. Sophia's like, I think she's like 12 years old. Some stuff happened in the show. I'll talk about that separate. And she got lost in the woods, and you know, everyone's kind of like trying to give up on finding her, and like Daryl is like locked in. He's like, no, I'm gonna find this little girl, I'm gonna find her. He's the one finding clues, finding her plushie, finding her like her hideout and whatnot. One night they're like, okay, we can't search any longer, it's about to get dark, we need to go to sleep. And the mother, Sophia's mother Carol, is like trying to cry herself to sleep. She just can't rest. You know, she's just like, my baby's out there fighting for her life. Daryl just literally could not listen to the tears. He got up and went to look for her again in the dark, and that's real dangerous, because the walkers, they're more active at night. So yeah, I just thought that was real admirable of him. He's just a smart, so the group, he always say what's on his mind. He's not holding things back, you know. If he feel like we should do one thing, he's gonna say. Now, if y'all agree or not or whatever, he'll voice his mind though. So I like that about him. So far, I think he's a solid character. I think he gonna last. I think Rick gonna last. I like them a lot. I like Carl because he's just a little kid. You know, he just is here. Yeah. So far, I don't got no issues with Carl. Let's talk about the people I don't like. Shane, number one. Shane, yo funky ass. Shane, yo funky ass. I liked him a lot when we first met him. You know. And my thing is, I would like Shane more if he was just like more forthcoming with the type of person he is. If you're the type of person, I only care about me and mine, fuck everybody else, then you need to be, I'm only about me and mine, fuck everybody else. Say that shit with your chest and do that. But we try to act like the good guy and, you know, not being genuine to who you are. You know, truthfully, you don't give a fuck by nobody else. He was so ready to call off the search for Sophia. He's like, we looking for this girl. She probably dead. Let's go. Fuck it. Mind you, she was dead. You know, he was right. But, you know, it's just like, look at it from this lady's perspective, which, I don't know, we'll get to that. Just a whole mess, okay? And then, what I really want to talk about Shane, what really had me like, oh, fuck this man, fuck him for real, was that whole Otis situation. So let me break it down, right? Shane, Carl, and Rick are looking for Sophia. They come across this deer. This deer is walking. My God, please go away. Ugh. Sorry. This deer is walking in the forest. And Shane immediately gonna lift his gun to kill her. I said, hold on. Aren't we supposed to not even be wasting bullets anyway? You know? We supposed to not be wasting bullets, and we supposed to not be being loud. If you can kill a walker or kill something with arrows, spears, knife, whatever, do that. Or a brick to the head. The gun should be absolute last resort, because chances are you're going to call more attention to you with the walkers. So you're trying to shoot this deer. It puts everybody at such a big risk for no reason. That's one. Two, you know, if I saw the deer, I would have just been just as amazed as Carl. I would have been like, wow, like, I'm so happy that the animals are still surviving and thriving in this world. Even though we find for our lives there's so much going on, this is such a beautiful moment. I would just sit there like, wow, like, so happy to see the animals in such calmness despite the chaos in the world. Okay? That's one. Put your gun down. Two, I don't know if I would have had Carl walking over there to touch the deer. This whole situation, I wouldn't say is any of their fault. I do blame Otis 100%. But I don't blame Carl, Rick, or Shane for this. You know, obviously they did not know Carl was going to get shot. But I've been like, wow, Carl, look, a deer. Sophia, like, I would not have been here letting my son go touch the deer. Because, you know, animals still have diseases and whatnot. Like, or you know, just these things you're supposed to just witness from a distance and keep it pushing. You're not supposed to mess with nature too much. Let the deer do his thing. Everybody sit here mesmerized. Wow, that's beautiful. The animals are thriving, and keep it pushing. I wouldn't encourage him, let him go touch the deer. Once he started walking, I'll be like, oh, come on, son. That's all right. Say hi to the deer and let's keep it pushing. That's not what happened anyways. Carl went up to touch the deer. Otis, funky ass, gonna shoot the deer. Inadvertently shooting Carl. I said, my God. I grabbed my friend so hard. I said, what the hell? Because first, it's so much going on here. And I feel like Otis, funky ass, you know. Because then the next scene, we see Rick running. Okay, for some reason the video cut out. I think maybe for the Sony camera, 24 minutes is the max for a video before it like ends the video for you. So I'll just pick up where I left off. What was I saying? Yeah, the gun should be the last resort because you're putting everybody in danger. Even if you're going out to hunt, you should not be using a gun. So this would have never happened had Otis been being smart and maybe hitting the deer with a spear or a bow and arrow. Now, to be honest, it probably still would have gone through the deer and penetrated Carl in some type of way. But the gunshot was crazy, Otis. Oh, Lord. And then 3, he insists he didn't see Carl. How you didn't see Carl? How you didn't see Carl behind the deer? Granted, I'm not a hunter. I'm not a shooter. So, you know, I don't know. I think he has a rifle, though. So I don't even think he was looking through like a little thingy. You know, I don't really know how guns work. But how would you not have seen Carl if you're trying to shoot the deer? Carl was right behind the deer. 4. And I guess, you know, that's just the whimsy in me. to me, even if I was out hunting, I feel like I would see the deer and just be like overwhelmed with so much emotion. I wouldn't want to hunt the deer. I would just keep looking for birds and squirrels, rabbits, or something. That's not realistic, because in this type of environment, they probably really need some protein. You know, the deer will last them a while, so I can understand why he will see the deer and be like, oh, perfect, I need to hunt that. But knowing me, don't send me out to hunt if we need to survive, honey, because if I see a deer and you think my first house gonna be like, oh my God, that'd be a great meal, I'll be like, oh my God, the deer, they're still active. And then I would have went and found a squirrel to bring back home. Yep. So I would still count that as number 4. Oh, this is something so wonderful. I would not have shot that deer. You shouldn't have even been pulling out your gun in the first place. You should have seen Carl behind the deer, because how do you not see Carl behind the deer? And you should have never been shooting the deer to begin with, because that's such a beautiful sight. I would have been so encouraged by that, and I would have just kept it pushing. I would not have shot the deer. Okay? There's that. So basically what needs to happen is this veterinarian is going to perform surgery on Carl because the bullet split. So they need Shane and Otis to head to that high school that was overrun because they had the medical supplies this man is going to need for the surgery. I already knew. I was like, I don't know. I feel like Otis, and I know Otis had to go because Otis knows where everything is, but I'm looking at Otis' physique, and this is no shame, no fat shaming, no nothing like that. But we saw how you was running earlier, just trying to direct Rick to the doctor. You can't do nothing. You need to have stayed in the car. That's what, personally, now that I'm thinking back on it, Otis, you and Shane should have pulled up, and Otis, you should have stayed in the car, kept the car running, so that Shane could go do what needs to be done and head back to the car, because you don't got the physique to be escaping no walkers. I'm sorry. Okay, that's 1. 2, Shane, you're so wrong for that. And I understand it. I don't want to sound insane, y'all. I understand it, you know, because it's like, putting Shane's personality aside, you know, for the situation, this baby really needs these supplies. We really want to save this baby. We surrounded by walkers. Like, so far they at their wits end. You know, they almost out of bullets. Them walkers beating their ass. Shane is injured, and Shane's still moving faster than Otis' funky ass child, you know. So it's just like, in his mind, he's like, we're both not gonna make it. Here's what I would have did. I would have been like, all right, Otis, I see you fighting for your life to hold yourself in that backpack with the supplies. Give me the backpack. So I hold both, because those 2 bags of supplies, I each had 1. Give me Shane, give me the bag, Otis, so that you could run better, and then we'll both run to the car. 1. 2, Otis, even when he's not holding nothing, is still slow. I would have just left him. I would have had both bags on me, and I would have just left him. Okay, but what Shane did, Shane gonna shoot Otis in the leg. What? I was telling my friend, I was like, you wrong for this. Okay, so let's say this was your plan. Let's say your plan was to sacrifice Otis so that you can make it to the car while the walkers are distracted, eating him up, right? Why would you not just kill him? Because I was telling my friend, it's kind of, either way is cruel. Let me be clear before everybody tweak out. Either way is cruel for you to have done this to Otis anyway, to sacrifice Otis against his will. But you shooting him in the leg so that he could die slowly, you know, feeling every bite from the walkers before he eventually dies, bleeds out, or passes out, or whatnot. Like, why not just kill him so it could be swift, grab the bag and run? So that he had a quick death, you know, shoot him in the head, get it over with quick. And so the walkers get to him, he's not feeling the thing. Either way, that's still wrong, that's still cruel. But I feel like killing him swiftly is less cruel than having him suffer. Like, you still hear his screams. You running away, and Otis is still screaming in agony and pain. Why did you do that? Why not just kill him swiftly? Because then also he wouldn't have been retaliating against you. Because what happened was Shane shot Otis in the leg. Immediately Otis like, the fuck? Like, hey, I'm about to kill you. Like, why are you? Ain't no fucking way. Now Shane is trying to wrestle the bag off of him. Otis is like beating his ass, and Shane is like, and then shoots him in the face then, so he could get the supplies. Mind you, the walkers is like on his ass at this point. Like, these are the walkers, this is Shane. Y'all see my arm? Okay, and then Shane gonna grab the bag and then hobble off. Why you ain't shoot the man in the head? So it would have been easier for you to just grab the bag off of him. He would have been dead, so he wouldn't feel the pain from the walkers, and then go. Still cruel, but I would say less cruel than him dying slowly you know, watching you abandon him, and he's feeling everybody just suffering, the walkers tearing him apart. I didn't like that at all. Okay, so that on top of you also, my biggest pet peeve is like, I was telling my friend, I was like, you know, I always hate like in the movies, books, and shows when they portray like that one person that just always wants to like throw somebody under the rug. We're all running and you gonna look over and kick me, you're gonna push me and keep running to get yourself further. Okay, how about no, how about just focus on yourself and just keep going, just zoom off, run as fast as you can and keep it pushing. I don't see the purpose of like, you know, I feel like that's so hurtful, because I had this one funny scenario in my head, like imagine we all running from something, you turn to push me thinking you're gonna use me as a distraction so you can get further ahead just for me to still make it out. Now what we gonna do? Because now I gotta kill you. Now you have to go, because I see the type of person you are. Imagine the whole group sees you push me down to get yourself further ahead, and then imagine I still make it out. What do we do now? You can't stay here. We know who you are. You can't stay here. So personally, I feel like Shane should have just been like, Otis, let me get both the bags and let's keep running. Because I feel like you struggling, you know, trying to run with this bag on you. Let me hold both the bags and let's go. And then if Otis can't keep up, I feel like Otis would have naturally ended up being food for the walkers anyway, because he would have tripped, or his big ass wouldn't be able to keep up, and then either way you would have still had your distraction from yourself. You would have made it to the car, but you wasted so much time doing all of that, nearly got caught by the walkers still, you know, and then now it's weighing on your conscience the way you sacrificed that man. I don't like you, Shane. I don't know if you're gonna do something to redeem yourself, because even the rest of the season you pissing me off. Now he does have his points. Personally, I would have been with Shane. We gotta light up the barn. The fuck? We have to light up the barn. What you mean 10 feet away is a barn full of walkers? Hello? Sorry, Herschel. Like, or I would have just left. I feel like there was a lot going on there. I can kind of understand, like, okay, Herschel, if that's what you want to do, if you don't understand the dangers of keeping the walkers this close to your home with your family, okay, cool, but I'm leaving. Which he wants y'all to leave anyway. So I'd be like, all right, guys, pack it up. He wants to keep the walkers. He don't want us to kill him. Let's not waste our energy, ammo. Let's not risk hurting nobody. Let's just go. I would have left that night. Okay, let's go. Okay, but instead Shane took it upon himself. He said, let me clear this. Which I also can't fault him for that, because he did that is the reason they found out Sophia was a walker. Poor thing. They've been cleaning the forest looking for her. Lo and behold, she's a walker the whole time in this barn. They would have never found her. And I was like looking at some commentary, and people were like blaming the Herschels, the family, for like not telling them. I don't think they knew, because they were saying that Otis is the one who usually would guide the walkers into the barn. But Otis was killed by Shane. Shane killed that man before Otis could even meet the others and be like, oh, y'all looking for a little girl? I should just put a little girl in the barn. And I wonder if he would have said anything anyway, because Herschel was clearly kind of trying to keep that under wraps. Herschel was not trying to tell them, by the way, we keep a barn full of walkers. So I wonder if Otis would have been like, Herschel, should I tell them that their little girl is a walker in the barn? Herschel would have been like, no. And then I don't know how long they would have wasted still trying to find her before they figure it out. So I do agree with Shane. I don't think y'all should have walkers. But if you don't want me to clear out the walkers for you, I'm going to just go. Preserve our ammo, preserve our energy. They use so many killing all them walkers out the barn. I said, damn. And then Precious Sophia gonna walk out. Immediately Carol like drops to the ground. Poor Daryl, because Daryl was really like locked in. Like, I feel like this gave him purpose for a bit, you know, because I feel like he'd been feeling a little lost. I gave him purpose for a bit. He'd been locked in looking for Sophia. He got injured looking for Sophia. Andrea funky ass shot him, you know, coming back from looking for Sophia, who was putting so much of himself on the line just for the poor baby to have been dead. Poor thing. Oh my goodness. And matter of fact, let's move on from Shane. Let me go ahead and talk about that whole Sophia situation, because I want everyone to know I'm not blaming the baby. I'm not blaming the baby, okay? Sophia's just a little kid. So kids will do stupid stuff. I remember when I was a kid thinking I was so smart and so mature. And I imagine if I was in the Walking Dead era and I'm a little kid, I'll be thinking like, no, like I'm just as smart as the grown-ups. I could totally survive this without their guidance or whatnot. I'll just do my own thing and I would definitely get myself killed, okay? Okay, so the situation, the reason Sophia even went missing is because, you know, they stop on the highway because all these abandoned cars, they can't go past. So they're like, while we're here, let's go ahead and find some supplies. We're at the cars, find supplies to try to fix up the RV. And while they're doing all that, Carol and Lori, the two mothers of the group, Okay, Carl is Lori's son. Sophia is Carol's daughter. The kids, they watching the kids. Okay, the kids is wandering around checking cars, and Carol's like, oh, stay within my line of sight. Laura's like, yeah, stay where I can see you. Incorrect. Incorrect. Wrong. 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 I don't want no kids, but if I did have children, when I tell you this would have been my ass, this would have been my kid. Hey! What you mean stay within my line of sight? Baby, stay right here. Okay, this is my belt loop. Your finger needs to be hooked in my belt loop. You're my shadow. Where I go, my baby goes too. What you mean stay within my line of sight? Stay within my line of sight. Why you over here? Your baby 10 feet away. Do you know where we are? Do you know where we are? Why your baby so far away? Talking about some stay within my line of sight. You can see your baby and you can still watch your baby get killed. Okay? Your baby needs to be in your ass. This needs to be you. This needs to be your baby. Okay? I can't imagine being in this type of scenario and my child is so far away. Why are you so far away? Stay within my line of sight. No, ma'am. If I'm here, Carl needs to be right here. If I'm here, Sophia need to be right here. Let's link arms, buddy system. We handcuffed together. I don't know. Maybe not handcuffed, but I feel like that's more dangerous than just being free. But I feel like them babies are way too far from their mothers. Talking about stay within my line of sight. It would have been drilled into my baby's head. Where I go, you go. Where you go, I go. Yeah, Adele had it right. Where you go, I go. Okay? Me and Carl, me and Sophia would have been right in the same vehicle. Why the fuck the baby so far? Because what happens is a horde of walkers is passing through. So now everybody's like, oh, like, get down. And they have to be quiet. They can't even be like, alert, alert, the walkers. No, they have to be like, shh, everybody get down, get under the car. So why, tell me why Lori and Carol are under the same car? And then, I can't remember, I think Sophia was under her own car and Carl was under his own car. Or were Carl and Sophia together under a car? Either way, the babies was not under the cars with the mama. If this was me and my child would have been under the same car. I would have been holding my baby, holding her mouth shut, and holding her. Because why is Carol under another car looking at her daughter Sophia and is panicking because it's a bunch of walkers and her daughter is under a different car? Uh-oh. Oh, my God. My God, hell no. Hell no. Me and my baby would have been under the same vehicle. Okay, and we're not moving till the adults say so. Because what happened is the walkers make it through the cars. Sophia see they walk on by. She's so excited to finally get out from under the car that she the first to move. Your mama's not moving. Rick not moving. I mean, I don't know if she could see everybody else, but you see your mama stayed under her car. Why, baby? Why are you the first to move? Now, I'm not trying to blame her because I know she's 12. She's just a baby. But damn, honey, stay where you are. You should have never moved. Poor thing. She done slide out from under the car and two walkers wasn't done walking by yet. And so now, you know, she's running because now the walkers is on her ass. Now she runs to the woods. That's how she got separated from the group. That should have never happened. I'm going to blame you, Carol. That's your baby. Technically, no one's really to blame. I get it. But Carol and Sophia should be under the same vehicle. You know why? Because y'all should have never been that apart anyway. Y'all should have never been that far anyway. Okay? You and your daughter should have been attached to the hip. Oh, y'all hear the walkers came. Y'all should have been under the same car. You should have been holding her. And then once you hear Rick say it's clear, or you hear somebody say, all right, we good, that's when you get out from under the car. Poor baby got out from under the car too soon. Carol could only watch. And actually, no. I disagree with that as well. Because knowing me, I don't know if y'all know me and my mama, we like this. Can y'all see me? Me and my mama, we like this. God forbid something like this happened and I did run off. Okay, and walkers are chasing me. My mama would have been after me. What you mean, Lori trying to hold her back? Lori, fuck you. Now, I'm not saying Carol could have done anything, because that's another gripe that I have with the show. So far, at this point, the ladies don't know how to do nothing. Andrea finally learned how to shoot a gun. I think finally in season 2, they all learned how to shoot a gun. Y'all should have been learned how to defend yourself. Okay? I feel like they're just kind of relying on the man. And that's cool, because I feel like the woman and children should be protected. I agree. However, God forbid something happens to the men, the lady should not be so handicapped. Carol don't know how to do shit aside from wash clothes and make food, which is a great skill, yes, but you should know how to wield a knife. You should know how to do something, honey. You should have ran after your daughter. Because for me, in my mind, I'm thinking if my baby's dying, I'm dying too. If my baby's getting chased by a walker, so am I. My God. I would have yanked myself out of Lori's arm and ran after my child. You would have never stopped me. What you mean my baby running off into the woods, 2 walkers behind her? And yes, Rick is going. I'm sorry, Rick. I would have been ahead of you, about to grab my daughter. Okay, now whether me and my daughter get caught by the walkers, okay, at least me and my daughter going back down together. But it would eat me up knowing that my daughter died by herself, that my daughter is by herself and she's only 12. Oh my God. I think even now, me being 24, somehow in our current world this happened and me and my mom were in the same group, which we should be. Why the hell would we not be? The helly? The first thing I'm doing if The Walking Dead became a reality is finding my mother. The fuck? We're in the same group, Mom. Where you go, I go. Yeah, me and my mom would have been in the same group. Okay, now can my mom survive The Walking Dead? I don't know. I might gotta be the one in charge. Okay, but I know for a fact that even now at my grown age, at being 24, if my mom saw me running away from walkers, my mom would have been running to me. Whether she could do nothing or not. Okay, she'd be like, damn, if Jenny's gonna die by the walkers, I'm gonna also die by the walkers. Okay? It don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. I don't understand that at all. And then people were, I feel like, because me and my friend, she was saying, she's like, I feel like Rick should have just kept Sophia with him, because what happened is Sophia runs into the woods and Rick runs into the woods. Rick puts her somewhere to hide and says, stay here. If you don't see me come back, head back to the highway that way. And then what happened was Rick leads the walkers off. Sophia moves immediately, heads to the highway, but gets lost. And then that's how we find out she ends up dying at some point and being turned into a walker. So my friend was like, no, I feel like he made the wrong move. I feel like he should have kept her with him while he's trying to fight off the walkers. I disagree. Because seeing how jumpy Sophia was, she would have gotten in the way. Even when you're not in an apocalypse like this. Okay, even if it's just simple conflict, you know, getting the children out the way is always best. You're kind of tied up because she's running around screaming. She's too scared to listen. You know when you're scared, you're not really, you're not there. You're not making the best decisions. And even if she was locked in focus, she's still 12. She's still going to make a dumb decision no matter how clear-minded she is because she's a little kid. So even if Rick was like, stay behind me, and trying to fight, because once again, the last thing he want to do is shoot his gun because that horde only about a mile away. So he can't shoot the walkers. Okay, so he has to like engage in hand-to-hand combat. So got to get kind of close so he can like, you know, beat them up, bash their head in. She gonna be running around still screaming. The walkers, you know, she already it's gonna be hard enough for Rick to do a 2-on-1 with walkers, but yeah, a 1-on-2. Yeah. It would have just been Carl fighting the walkers and then Sophia running around. Just a bigger risk. Okay. It's just too much. So I agree. I feel like Rick in that moment made the right decision. Put Sophia somewhere to hide. She was in a good hiding place. The thing is, same thing as when she was under the car. She moving too fast. And I'm not going to blame her because she's just a baby. But I do wish that she had just listened and just stayed there. As I feel like me personally, I would have been so scared that even if you told me, hey, if you don't see me come back once to the highway, I would have said, fuck all that. I'm going to stay here forever. I'm not moving till I hear my mom, Sophia. Okay, I'm not moving till I hear Daryl, till I hear Rick, till I hear Carl. I'm not moving till I hear somebody come get me. I'm not making my way to no highway. I'm going to stay right here, and eventually y'all going to have to come get me, okay? Rick said, you know, stay here. If I don't come back, you know, then run to the highway. I feel like I would have just said, stay here. I'm going to come get you. I'm going to come get you. Stay here. Because Rick and the walker is only about 5 steps away and she already moving from the hiding spot. Baby, you always moving too fast. You move from under the car too fast. You move from under the hiding spot too fast. Where are you going so fast, honey? My goodness, poor thing. She probably just wanted her mama the whole time. Because even me now, not even in something that's catastrophic. My car break down on the side of the highway. First person I call is my mama. Mommy, my car, my tires popped. And my mama called AAA on my behalf. I was stuck at the gym one day because my car battery died. And I was like, Mommy, my car died. My mom pulled up with her cables, tried to jump the car. Turns out her battery's fighting for its life, so we had to call someone else with the battery thingy to come jump the car. Okay, so even as something, and not even as cataclysmic, is that a word? Something even as not as catastrophic. First person I'm calling is my mama. So I know poor Sophia running around, and all she wanted was her mother. And that poor baby died alone in the forest. And she was doing good. She was doing pretty good. She had made it pretty far. And they still caught her because she's just a little baby running around in the woods. Of course she'd get caught. You know? But that whole sequence made me so upset. So poor Sophia, the babies ate it up this season. I'm talking about season 2 right now. The babies ate it up. Between Sophia getting lost and dying and Carl getting shot and almost dying, it's too much going on. And I'm glad that Shane did come back with the supply star. It's getting dark because I was using natural light and I think it's about to rain. So the clouds is like all in the sky. So maybe I'll just get closer. Hopefully y'all can still see me. I don't know if it's too dark. I'm gonna eventually set up like a little lighting situation. I feel like I want this to be my recording corner. Y'all probably can't see it, but I have my Megan posters up. I think eventually I want to get me like a little chair right there, and then I'll record like closer in this corner. It'll be like my cute little recording corner. But for now, like I said, it's just for funsies. So, you know, even though I got no real setup, I'm just posting just for funsies. So, yeah, but yeah, the babies fought for their life this season. I feel like Shane, you just so shady because you did not have to do that to Otis, okay? Chances are Otis would have held you back. Chances are Otis would have died anyway. I feel like I would have just been like, Otis, give me your bag. Let's keep running. And Otis, bumbling idiot self, would have somehow found a way to be the distraction for the walkers, and I would have made it home, okay? Either Otis should have just stayed in the car off rip when they pulled up. Otis staying, hey, this is where the medical supplies are. I'm going to stay here, keep the car running. You know, once Shane fighting for his life, maybe Otis could have ran and drove up and ran over some walkers. Shane hop in the car and they bounce. I feel like that would have been a good alternative plan. Or, Shane, if you were going to do something so nefarious, you might as well have just killed the man in one shot, snatched the bag and run so he don't got to suffer while the walkers is eating him. I feel like your conscience would have been a little more clear because now he's so traumatized from hearing Otis' screams and seeing Otis fight for his life. Now he's traumatized. I think you would have been less traumatized if you just killed the man swift and then kept running. My God, that was so wild. And then Lori dumbass pregnant. Now I'm not gonna blame that just on her because it take two to tango, so she clearly don't got no protection. Rick don't got no protection. She's insisting that it's Rick, but there's a possibility it could be Shane's baby. Shane wasn't using no protection. Why are we having sex during an apocalypse? I don't know. Other people, I don't know if y'all can hear the wind. It look like it's about to storm. Other people gonna have to clear it up for me because, you know, if somehow you find this video, let me know in the comments if you can have sex during an apocalypse. If you're a man, you think you're gonna still get hard, you're gonna still get it up, you're gonna still have libido during the apocalypse? If you will. Okay, I don't know when to stop recording, but I was basically talking about how, sorry, it is so windy. Oh Lord. It's about to storm. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. But I was just saying that I would not be able to have sex during an apocalypse because I wouldn't be able to relax. So now somehow Lori is pregnant by potentially Shane or Rick. You know, Shane is all like, that's mine, that's mine. She took a handful of Plan B pills, which maybe I doubt that would work by now. But now Rick is like, you'd kill the baby without saying anything? Really think I maybe make you have a baby you don't want? I don't know, it's a lot going on. Personally, if it was me and I somehow got pregnant, I might have to wrap it up. We just almost lost Carl. Sophia just died. We clearly can't handle no kids. We had one job to protect the kids, and look what happened about the kids. Now, I know it's not 100% the parents' fault because the kids was moving with a mind of their own, but that's a risk you have to take. Children do whatever the hell they want, so it's your job, especially during an apocalypse, to keep the children in line, to keep the children by your side and protect them. And now y'all about to bring another one? Lord have mercy. Anyways, like I said, this is not no official video, you know. I'm not on track. I'm not going to be reviewing every episode. I'll probably come on like maybe every season and just give my thoughts about what's currently going on. But my favorites are Rick and Daryl. I like Carl too. I don't like Dale. He do too much, okay? He loves to get his nose in people's business, trying to tell people what to do. I feel like he should have never took Andrea's gun to begin with. On the other note, Andrea, you enemy number one. I don't rock with you at all. For a minute, I was understanding her, but her, you know, accidentally shooting Daryl because she thinks she's shooting a walker when the men just ran out to engage in hand-to-hand combat because once again the gun needs to be the last resort. God forbid there's a horde nearby and you bring their attention over because you're shooting a gun when people is literally running to go take care of the supposed walker. Turns out it's not even a walker, it's just Daryl. So you almost killed Daryl because good thing you missed. You almost killed Daryl. You could have also killed any of the other men. You could have killed Rick or Shane because, you know, you just started learning how to shoot. Why are you so active for? Calm down. Okay, and then Shane and Andrea has sex. It's just a lot going on. We're not even done with season 2, so I'm excited to see what's gonna go on from here. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Hopefully I get both of these videos up. I tried to like have this concise so I don't have to do too much editing. Maybe I'll put up pictures, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully I can post more. You know, it's just been so much going on in my own life and the world. I just haven't had the motivation, but I just really wanted to chat about the show. Once again, I'm sorry about the accent. I think it's just gonna stick today. I don't know why. I'm not, yes, I'm in Florida, so that's the South, but I feel like I don't know where I get the Southern accent from. It comes and goes. It's not real. Please don't be like, where are you from? Like, look at that accent. It's not real. Maybe you can tell it's fake. Maybe in my mind I think it sounds like a good Southern accent, but it just sounds so obviously fake, like a caricature. I don't know. Anyways. Toodles, y'all.